not work.
Stuff, but
It's hot, y'all.
It is hot. Hi, how are you?
Good.
How's school going?
folks tonight. What about Leon?
They're fine.
He's got a minute to
Hi.
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
Ooh, smells like skunk too, y'all.
It does.
Is that me? Is that me? No, I hope I don't smell like skunk.
We had a good time at our house today because guys came from Morton Building to fix the roof of
Hey,
my.
Leon, would you go ahead and leave that door open, hon? It's really hot in here.
Leave it open, you would. Okay, yeah, no problem.
When they got stuck in the yard and I had to get somebody to pull them out.
Leon, it's good to see you.
Thank you, good to see you.
All right.
Wait,
You're feeling well?
I am,
Much better, I hope.
I am.
Claudia, can we go ahead and...
You got things in there.
Oh, yeah.
Stop. Picked up the other, it looks like a picture of a microphone.
I thought I had it there.
So,
Yes, I record.
We are recording.
Okay, good evening. This is Village of Bellmont, September 20th, 6:30 p.m. Board of Trustees meeting. May I have a roll call, please?
Stacy, come on out. Katie Wallen here.
Claudia Dant, clerk.
Linda Johnson.
Leon Raylor.
May we stand for a pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's see. I want to report that our lead and copper readings that we had done last month came back good. There was a little bit of lead in 3 of them, but under the minimum acceptable limits. Thank you to those residents that allowed us to come in and collect water in their homes. I forgot to mention last month there was a water bill donation from the Volunteers of Main Street Park to a resident that had the highest water bill that was in delinquency. There was also another random donation this month. Both those donations were to remain anonymous, but at the same time they did request that they be said that they were from Volunteers of Bellmont Main Street Park. We've done some cleanup in the park. I want to thank the volunteers that helped with that. I wanted to report that the railroad sidewalk had fell away on the asphalt, and the railroad company was pretty quick about coming and getting that taken care of. At first they were kind of putting it off a little bit, but then when I called back again and said that it had completely broken away, they came out and they chatted that up. We still do have it closed off because I do not think they're done. I'm in the process of communicating with them. I do expect them to go ahead and asphalt that area again, even though it was concrete on our side. So we're just going to have to see what they say, but I don't want to take those barriers down until we know we have a clean crossing. We're going to be discussing the trash pickup day this evening. I did get notification of when they would like to do that. And so so far. They have asked it to be October 29th or October 28th. And we've also had a request for Halloween. Someone would like to do a trunk and treat, so I'd like us to go ahead and put that on. That's on the agenda this evening to discuss on the hours of it. What is? That is all I really have for this evening that I needed to bring to everyone's attention that's not on the agenda. At this time, I will open the floor for any public comments. I'll welcome the public, and everyone's welcome to speak if you have something you'd like to say.
Public comment.
Yeah, I got a comment. My name's John King. My time started.
Yes, sir.
Alright, last meeting, you said you didn't lie. Or lie about anything.
Who's you, sir?
It's my 5 minutes. This Attorney General paper says different, where you try to write about that agenda, you and the last mayor, and you filed affidavits to it, and the Attorney General wrote back in my favor. Tried to bullshit the Attorney General, and it didn't work.
Be careful with your language, Mr. King.
Claudia, you wrote me back at a FOIA saying that the village insurance paper was restricted under Section 7 for exemptions of 5 ILCS 147. Can you, in this 30-page law, can you point out that exemption? No?
Not right now, but I have documents at home that give me information about that, and unfortunately I don't have them with me. I'm sorry I took up part of your time.
Oh, you're fine. I asked you a question. And I will be filing back to get that, or it'll be a rejection, because it shouldn't be exempt at all. I've filed in other cities, other towns around Illinois, and I've got them, no problem. Amber, my wife, filed for you, and you asked the Attorney General's office for the reasonableness. The reasonableness really ain't your business. You're just supposed to file the papers and give them back. And we got video of you talking about that issue right here in a public board meeting. So we will be writing to the Attorney General, or my wife will, and addressing that with him, or whoever answers. Peggy Walling, last meeting, you said that wasn't on your property, the camper, Mr. Anderson's. Come back in a FOIA, that was on your property. Bill's FOIA. So therefore you lied to the board. How's the camper on your property when it's against village ordinances? How's it hook the city water when it's against city ordinances? Apparently you didn't charge it for a water hookup either, because the recipient of that FOIA cannot find a receipt like this receipt. And he's still waiting on it, and it's past due 5 days. And it should have numbers at the top. 181979 of this one. Camper has to go. If that camper does not go, me and my dad are going to start moving in campers over here across the street, and we want our water line hooked up. Fair is fair. And we will start here at the end of this month. Another thing, why are you guys raising the water bill again? Why are you even talking about it? You raised it when I was on the board 2 years ago. You guys mishandled money, you didn't collect money. You've been going to people's houses, like my landlord, and threatening and harassing him. And the next time you do it, he's calling the sheriff on you. So you better start sending paperwork. Same with Nykirk up here, on his front door. Went to his front door. He wants paperwork too, not just you going to his door and knocking on it. You do that to my house, I call the sheriff on you until you get off my property. Start sending paperwork. Or where are you trying to hide? Trying to hide paperwork by not filing the right thing to do? Take the proper procedures? Because some people don't like you on their property. Another thing, people have been watching the security cameras of their water meter. It hasn't been read. So why are you raising bills if you haven't even been reading water meters, all the water meters? Your employee gets paid somewhere around $14 an hour. And all you do is mow. If you don't read all the water meters, and now you're wanting more money. You've been letting water meters go. People's been making donations to catch up these things. Now all of a sudden, you put these people in debt with slavery. You enslaved them to debt. So now you're raising the water bill. Some of these people got $300. So now how are they going to pay it? Now you're just going to shut them off after you let them go. You should have shut them off at $50, make it more hard to pay that $50, and it would be $300 in debt. and 300 and 350, and every month that comes after that trying to catch up. That's your failure on your job. Thank you.
I'd like to address the issues that Mr. King brought up. Everything that he has mentioned this evening has been looked into by the board and is in process of being resolved.
Yeah, we hear that every month. Favoritism, that card.
When we stand up and we speak and we try to say something as a proven statement, we all need to consider that it's someone's opinion. Is there anyone else that would like to touch the floor?
Dave King. You got the sewer ponds messed up out here. You're letting them fill up, then you open the main valve and let it drain out in the ditch. Anybody can see that. You got behind on your trash. How you gonna get your money out of your trash? You gonna raise trash? Same way with water. Your people owe money on water. You're gonna raise the water. You got bills out. You don't read the back of the card. What's it say? Padlocked out if it does not pay. That's all you have to do. Why ain't you been doing that? You can't do your job. Then we got trailers sitting around town here hooked up to water and sewer. And you ain't done nothing about that. Got people committing fraud. What are you going to do about that? Then on top of that, we had stalking orders filed against us in here, and the mayor used political power. His political power. He said, I am the mayor. And what's Butch do? Every time he told the Walters accounting, we put up this all the time. Then he wants to play the fiddle. Got it all on tape. Make fun of the public. But I guess he don't remember that. You just don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. I'm going to leave. A man has filed stalking charges. Usually political power. Got people over here committing fraud, and I guess you ain't going to do nothing about that. You're just going to kick the can down the road. They owe a bunch of money, but we're going to raise the water bills. Better stop, think before you vote yes on that one. I'm telling you. That can get somebody in serious trouble. Especially when you're committing fraud and trying to hide something. And I'm going to start a camper place over here if they don't move. And I ain't kidding. And if you want to take me to court over that, we'll take the court over everybody. I'll drag you all up there on the witness stand. Just like I did the mayor up here. Then he pleaded the fifth. It's ridiculous around here the way you guys are doing things. That's okay. You're going around in people's doors telling them you better do this and do that, or we're going to take your property and put it on a lien. Then down here, Hardwick's, that's okay. That's how he runs his place. That's how he makes his money. Well, I got news for you. In the ordinance, it says clean it up.
Tires on the front door.
One way or the other, clean it up. The whole town, clean it up. You're just sitting here hiding. Then you're paying somebody $14 an hour to run around here whenever she wants, just like the other one. And she can't even drive a tractor. And who do I catch on a tractor? Linda's husband. And he ain't even supposed to be on that tractor. So how you going to move your rock? You're going to have guys like to do it, spend another $3,000 or $4,000, just like you did patching holes? How much do you spend on patching holes when it should have been like $600, $700 to deliver it and have somebody get on a tractor and put it on a bucket and can't find a hole because we got to paint the holes? That's a waste of money. You don't know how to handle money. All I've seen is this town go under
because you guys are too busy hiding stuff from yourselves. What are you going to do? Try to sell this property up here when you get it cleaned off real quick to somebody? Put it all down here somewhere? Sounds like it to me. What are you going to do? And I'm still waiting on my apology. No apology, huh?
I ain't no
From the
child
town worker
I ain't no child
calling me a child trafficker. And he worked for you guys.
Wanna play the video?
But you let things go. We don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. King, your time is done.
It is?
I close the floor.
Well, you just gonna apologize or what? I'm still waiting on my apology.
Sir, I do not owe you an apology. And when
What?
I do, I will apologize to you if I owe you one. I do want to ask you, Mr. King,
Someone
Dave
else.
King.
Close the floor, you gonna let other people talk, or what?
Somebody else put their hand
I'm
up, but I
sorry.
can't see their face.
I didn't see it. Linda? I'm
Yes.
sorry, dear.
I wanted to agree that this town has deteriorated a lot in the last few years or so. And I think we do need to work on it. And if y'all are gonna try to work on it, that's good, but you can't deny the fact that it has deteriorated. And a few months back, because I quit going to the meetings because I got discouraged, they talked about a new inventory list. Has anybody accomplished that?
I've been asking for that forever.
It was when all this chainsaws and stuff were being bought.
It's in the
And
safe.
we asked for a new inventory, the latest inventory report, and you said you needed to get one together, or something like that, and we've never heard anything about that.
I have not completed that.
The old one's in
do
the
you have-
safe and they don't have a
Mr.
combination.
King,
you have
I will
a,
ask you to quit interrupting.
I was talking to her.
Do
not
you have a
you.
timeline when that will be finished?
I can start in time, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for them.
That's okay.
No,
I'm
actually,
gonna say.
I still need to develop all the pictures that I have on that also, and that's a matter of going to Walmart and getting them printed out. I'd like to go the cheapest route that I can,
With all the serial numbers and,
like what serial numbers I have on the things that have serial numbers, like the mowers and the chainsaws, but the tools, I'm not getting serial numbers on those. You know, like screwdrivers and bolts and.
oh, of course not, but I mean like weed eaters and mowers and all that kind
I'm
of
still
stuff.
working on that process.
Okay, do you have a timeline on that when you think it'll be finished?
No, I work full-time also, and I'm a volunteer for the village, and we do not have a treasurer or a secretary, so we all can just volunteer so much time to get it done.
Yes, but as I remember, it had been a long time since it had been done, so that should kind of move up on your schedule. And maybe if y'all try to work together, I don't think they would take that long. Thank you.
I'm sorry, is there anyone else on the floor to speak? I'm sorry, I missed you too, Linda. Dave, a question for you is, you said someone is committing fraud by, did you say stealing water?
Don't
Sewer?
answer that.
What were you
Do not
asking?
answer that. Don't answer that.
You don't know who you were.
Ain't got no answer.
So you were just
You
talking
don't have
about.
to answer your questions, is what he's saying.
Well, if there is someone stealing water
Well,
or
you'll know.
committing
Don't
fraud,
worry. You'll figure it out.
the village needs to know about it.
You'll figure it out in 4 years.
Not everyone sits at home. We all work,
Yeah,
and we need to
we
know.
all work, don't we?
Okay,
Don't we? We all work.
and then we'll move on. The floor is
We all work.
closed. Okay,
Funny
guys.
how people worry about other people's employment in
The
their
floor is
personal life.
closed. Everyone had a chance to look at their minutes from August. May I have a motion to approve minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we'll have a vote. I say yes.
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 Linda, did you say yes?
Yes, I did. The bills and financial report was passed before you, before the meeting, and then the bills that are on the table. The summary was before you. The bills are on the table now. Does anyone have any questions about those bills? Anything you'd like me to address? May I have a motion to approve the bills?
I'll just looking at it now. I've already looked at the things that I had a question about, so I don't have any questions, so I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a
Scribing
second?
a couple things down.
I'll second.
Okay, the mayor has asked for a motion to approve the bills and financial reports. It was, the motion was made by Peggy Walling and it was seconded by Leon Raber. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Forgive me for the correction, but we do need to state the name and the answer, yes or no.
Okay, Leon Raber,
Aye.
Stacy Kimmel,
Aye.
Peggy Walling,
Aye.
Linda Johnson.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I did not give you the opportunity to read the approval of the minutes. Would you like to read that, please?
No.
Because we just did it, but I think we need to.
Okay, the mayor also asked for a motion to approve the minutes and, I'm sorry, I don't have written down who made the motion.
Peggy.
Peggy. And who seconded it?
Stacy.
Okay, and everyone was in favor, had all aye votes, so motion is approved. You looked at this.
Water reports, chlorine readings, and water-related business, thank you. The
Should
water
be up there.
readings, water readings today. The tower was 2.6, City Hall was at 2.4, maintaining 118 in the tower. We've done quite well with that. Do you have anything you'd like to add, Stacy?
Reading the tire chlorine was done last night.
Yes,
Give me the city hall reading again, please.
City Hall is at 2.4.
Okay.
And I also wanted to comment about that water too. We had a resident that was concerned about the water being too soft, or they had a visitor that felt like the water was soft. Not too many people are used to soft water. When they come from out of town, they think it's something slimy or different. Our readings have been well within the limits. We did go ahead as a courtesy and did a
Flush.
hydrant flush
I think that's had to be done in the past, sometimes that's the same way with
The
down
further
this
out.
end and down
Yeah,
at
the further out. Yeah, so we did do that for them. Also, I want to mention too that we did, we scheduled some flushing of culverts. We did have a resident that was concerned about a culvert in some of the alleys, and the fire department did agree to do that, and unfortunately, the men that they had arranged forgot and did not show up. Mr. Randy Rigg came and said, Linda, they didn't show up today, so he asked me to give them a list and that they will continue to try to get on that and get that done. There are a few culverts in alleys that I do know that I can't even see the opening of it, that we will have to be digging and making those available for them. And of course, if there's a smash in it, then they won't be able to get anything moved through it, but it's a beginning. Do we have any other reports from the trustees?
Nope.
Come on in, don't shy. Correspondence received. Is there anything, Claudia, that you need to share with us?
We got a letter from the Illinois Department of Taxation, or whatever it's called, I've forgotten its proper name. And for the property next door, we have, we're not gonna get taxed on that property. It's been-
But we were required to pay the first year of it, that was part of the agreement. I think that had already been paid.
Okay, that's
also.
usually
Yeah.
what
But
goes.
from here on out,
But in the
there's nothing.
future, there will not be any taxes on that
Okay.
property because it's village owned.
All right. Let's see. We'll move on to, on the agenda, I have rock transfer from Main Street to Bellmont City Park. We are looking to get that area cleaned up and get it moved down here to the back end of the parking lot for storage. And we can have a volunteer help us do that with our tractor, or if someone wants to do it with their own tractor, we can have a volunteer help us with that. They do need to be 18 with a valid driver's license to be on our tractor and sign a volunteer list, or they need to be, they can use their own, and as long as they don't charge us, then it's not something that we need to take bids on or employ out.
We also have a PRN that would be able to do that.
Yes, and when he first took his full-time, speaking of Damon's loss, when he first took his full-time position at the school, he didn't have the hours to give us immediately, but he did stay on PRN, and now he is available to start helping again on the day shift
Manpower,
hours.
so the heavier.
We're real pleased to have him available to us again. And if the job doesn't get done in a timely manner, I may elect to go ahead and have that done if the fee is within reasonable amount. Roof for City Hall is back on the agenda. The person that we had agreed to was Mr. Munson. Thank you. And as soon as it's gone, please open it back. Oh no.
Hot flashes are no good, especially when there's not any circulation.
Mr. Munson had some and has implied that he doesn't know for sure that he can get the job done. USDA, they do have an architect that asked for particular information on these estimates, and he's just not sure he's going to do it. I asked him, is he going to? He said his sons were capable of doing it, but he just wasn't sure. So I think it's important for us to go ahead and take it back to the board and see if we would like to take another vote on someone else. I presented the estimates to you last week to review again. Of course, you had the old copies, but it's the same copies again. I did contact Mr. West, because his application was over, and so was Carwall, and they both said they are still willing to work with us. The metal may have gone up again, so there might be a small increase. Looking at those estimates, I almost to the point think, guys, we just need to get the roof done. Our grant was for $25,000, but I don't think we're prepared to go ahead and do the doors and the ceiling and the garage doors. We can try to apply for a grant later on at another time, if we can all become on an agreement of a roof at this time. We have talked over and over again, everybody feels pretty firm about a metal roof. So, and rubber roof, we've got that on us too, which is cheaper, but again, you have to have manpower to maintain that roof. For the metal roof, we do have to have a small incline, so there would be just a little bit of a buildup that has to take place, but those are in your estimates. So, what are your thoughts on that? Did anyone get a chance to review those? Comment.
We're gonna dry this place up. The most concern would be the roof. And I would suggest that we leave the doors alone for a while. Get the roof fixed.
So have those two companies been asked for a new bid?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I do not have that. They did not have it this quickly for us. They did not say any percentage at all to me of what they thought it would be. They just said, yes, metal has gone up again. But I know I had heard earlier that metal had gone down a little bit from the first increase last year. And to be frank about it, some of our bids just said, forget it. We've been trying to do this for 3 years, and they hear drama in the village, and they just don't want to work with the village. We're looking at Carwell Construction. They are out of Allendale, and for metal roof, and they've got a real good description of their roof. and it's metal, and it's $16,420. It might be slightly higher, is what she said when I spoke with her. The other metal roof was West. His last bid went up from, let's see, up to 42. He is thinking about doing shingles is what he gave us, and then his metal, he did not want to do a metal roof. He gave us Duralast roof, and even his Duralast roof went up to $27,000. But that did include the interior work. Mr. Hill was Mr.
So the 27,000 included the roof and everything on the inside?
Look at that paperwork and see what it says there.
I saw on Mr.
Duralast
Wolf's
27,
bid.
then he had another email to us. See, originally that was 17 and it went up to 27. And again, he said that he is quite busy right now. He didn't know how soon he could get to it. Carlisle said the same thing. It would be April before Carlisle could work with us. And I have not spoken to Abby in the last couple of weeks, but I would say we're meeting the deadline of the 2022 monies, and we'll probably be applying for 23 monies. Because this is where we were last year.
And West bid for 27,800. He's got ceiling tile and grid for $4,500 in that. I don't think we need new grid. This grid up here is not that old.
Around the rest of the area, it has fallen down. It is a mess. But
The tile has, but
the
not
tile has,
the metal.
we could actually have a donation day and come in and volunteer our time and replace.
I mean, we can still get ceiling tile that size to fit in the
Yes,
existing grid.
yes,
That's
and
not
we could do it
4 or
ourselves
5 years old.
as volunteers. We don't have to hire that
You
done.
may not be able to get the same tile, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the same size.
That's
to fix that
crazy,
grid.
$4,500 when this was all done. With
You know, when
employee
we
and
first
volunteer
started-
labor to start with before the leak.
And when we first started, it was well within the allowance of our grant. But since then, everything has escalated that it's well above. So that's why we're willing to drop back, to just get the roof only.
Was Carlisle's bid just for metal?
The 16,000 was just for the metal roof. Everyone was coming in on the overhead doors at around $4,500. Garage doors, I don't see getting those replaced at this time. I do feel like they lock properly. We have a new lock to put on the one. I'm like with Leon, that can be on hold the doors. I am concerned about the door from the garage to the city hall. I think that needs a better door. The
Well,
lowest
it
price.
needs to be solid, but I think that is part of the ventilation system here.
Oh, you think it is?
Maybe I think,
Should I speak to the fire
I
department
don't
about
know.
that?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
that's the only reason I know there'd be a louver door is for like a return air or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because they closed off that other door that used to go into the office. That's been closed off, well, since I've been here. So, I'd like you guys to look that over. If no one is prepared to make a motion on that one, I think that what we should do is, I'll try to get more information, because I have contacted these folks, and once I get a final bid, have a special meeting just on this city hall roof and get it done, get it submitted again to USDA. We've done two submissions to them, and both of those people have fell through. The one thing about Wes is he has worked with USDA. He's the one that did the shelter house for us. He knows what they're looking for, he knows what they're asking, and I think that he would do a good job.
And how much is he for just the roof?
For a Duralast, which is a rubber roof, he's at 27. The 42 is a shingled roof, which we decided last year that was just not in our room of things. And then,
I don't mean to interrupt, but when you go get these bids, it's gonna be like a dog chasing his tail. When they say, I'll do it for you, you gotta move on it. Because times change so much, these contractors get real nervous because now they've either underbid it or can't get material or something.
Again, the supply and the demand and the increase of
Yeah.
price.
I'm not trying to tell you gotta move on right away, but we need
A
to move
lot
on
of
as
times
quick as
they'll
we can.
say this price is good for 30 days or 60
Yes, they do.
days,
Yeah.
but I don't see
Right.
that on.
I think, Carlisle's 30 days, completion, like 30 days. Oh, that's her completion time. Also on Mr. West's, bid, you'll see his last email in May was, his 42,000 went up to 54. And that was on the
And
shingle.
that's not a metal roof.
No, that's shingled, and we're not doing that. So,
So these will be Carlisle.
This is the only one.
The Carlisle here is our best choice.
the other one, was,
Carlisle, I'm sorry.
a rubber roof. It was a good company, but again, it's the rubber. And then, I'm looking for Mr. Kloss. His was, where's the key
He's the
word?
one that had the really good description.
Metal roof, yeah, and see, he had worked under Mr. Brown, and when we went back to Mr. Brown and asked for these specifics, the architect did. So he kinda knew what they were really wanting, so I think he was better to get that from us for the get-go. And his is a metal roof, and his roof materials and labor at that time was, 13,745, so it's a little bit better than, Carlisle's. I do expect it to be a little bit higher. If you'd like me to contact those two again, and then have a final meeting. But, what I'm afraid of with Mr. Kloss is that, I tried to contact him once or twice after his bid, and it was chasing, again, like with Mr. Brown, so, it's like Leon said, once they give you something, they want you to act on it.
Would it be possible to, have a couple of special meetings and one of them just to say this is what bid we had, and then allow people at that time to ask questions about, if he put on this roof, would he also, improve the slant,
Warranty.
if he,
That should be on the bid, because,
Okay.
all of them say for metal roof to go on, we're gonna have to improve the slant on the bid.
okay, and what about the Duralast?
Duralast, what I've heard from them is they'd like to just put it on top of the other, and
And would they remove the old roof?
no, they wanna put it on top of the old. And I later found that that's what Mr. Brown was kinda wanting to do too, and I think that's why he kinda just backed away from this. Because we didn't feel that was satisfactory. And they need to state in their, estimate that they would have a dumpster to remove the old and bring in the new.
The only metal I've seen is
26 gauge. It says 26 gauge. And I've seen metal. Yeah.
And see, that's what Mr. Linson had also. But when I, asked
So
Mr.
can you get us, is Carlisle, is this the previous, or is he raising?
They will go up a little bit. She said it's gone up just a little bit. She would get those numbers for me, but she knew she could not do the job until, I say she because it's the crew. But Christine is the one that comes out and did the estimate and, worked with me. And, April is as soon as she can even get to it, so we're going through another winter of this. But I think we're gonna go through that no matter who we decide
And
to
you
hire.
say the grant is for 25,000. So even if they raise up to 18,000, you can still get your garage doors, or you can still get your ceiling tile, your tile.
So I'm sorry, did you say that you would just pinpoint these two, the Carlisle and the Claus?
If that's what
or
the board would
more
like me to do.
specific?
What about West? Are you gonna also ask for more
Wes
information?
is not giving us a metal roof, he's giving us,
The shingle,
the shingle or rubber.
okay.
I'm prepared
He
to
called
make
me.
I'm prepared to make a motion.
Do I have a second to make an approval this evening on the bid?
What is a
for
motion?
City Road?
To bid.
Make a bid to accept a bid. Are you ready to accept a bid, or would you like to, for us to?
Do you
get
need
more
time,
information?
or would you like to wait till another month, basically?
Another year, basically.
Well, you can't you just can't keep kicking it down the road, because,
Right.
I mean, this year,
That's why I'm
next
ready
year
to
it'll be
make a motion
$5,000
to
more,
make
and it'll be,
a move.
So your motion is to
Take a vote
take a vote now, not for specific person or
on
company,
the
but
roof.
You have to take a
To
vote
get
on
done.
it. To accept a bid. Am I saying that correctly? Your motion is to accept a bid this evening.
well,
Yes. And my motion again will be to vote.
now wait. I'm getting lost in the weeds here. You're gonna make a motion that we do the roof, but you're not gonna
I'm
specify.
gonna make a motion to where we can vote on who we wanna do tonight.
Well, we can already do that, it's on the agenda.
Yeah, it's on the agenda, and we've already
That's
discussed
what I'm
this so
saying.
many times, yeah.
We just need to know
But I'm
who
gonna
you
make a
wanna
motion
vote
to
for.
vote.
Okay. I'll second the motion to vote. And so, does everyone agree we're gonna vote this evening on one of these bids presented for
I
bid?
don't mean to be dense here, but I still don't know what we're voting on.
On the roof.
I
On
know,
one of
but
these bids in
is,
front of
are
us.
you
One of these bids in front of
specifying
us.
somebody to do it?
but you haven't made that motion yet.
Who she wants.
Let's see.
So the motion's been made by Stacy that we take a vote on picking a vendor for the roof.
Hold on.
Yes.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
I thought I did.
You
Yes,
did.
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And then I asked, all in favor of following through with our vote this evening?
Wait on, yes.
Okay.
Stacy, yes.
Peggy, yes.
And then it was a yes.
Now, this is still open about who's gonna do it.
Yep. And I present, I would like to, put Carwile and Sons as a first choice to follow through on this. Do I have anyone that would like to second that motion?
I will second that motion. That's who I was gonna say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So, motion has been made by the mayor that Carwile and Sons be selected as the first choice for the new roof on the city hall, and Stacy seconded the motion. So all those in favor, we're gonna do a roll call vote.
Yes, please.
Leon?
Yes.
Okay.
Linda, yes.
Stacy, yes.
Peggy, yes.
Okay. So the motion has passed with all yes votes.
Okay. And as Stacy mentioned, because we know our grant is for $25,000, whatever leeway that we have past that, we will agree upon without any further discussion on what it would be on either doors, garage doors, or a particular interior door that we're in need of, as long
Or
as it's
tile.
within the budget, or tile. Because it's all been approved on this to begin with. So, the money is allowed is what we'll get, and if there's anything
I don't wanna keep waiting and putting it off. Let's get it done. It needs it. Look at this.
Well, it's 14,
All right,
that's 16, then next year will be 17 or 18, 20.
okay, I will contact the Carlisles tomorrow, tell them, put us at the top of their list for, getting that done. She did tell me April, so we'll bear with us a little bit longer, and I'll have her send us an, official estimate and agreement for signing.
No, they will, yeah, and they will send us a contract where we sign and
what we're having done.
lock that in. Okay.
Okay, at this time, I'd like a motion to go into closed session to review session minutes. Closed session minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, at this time, visitors will be going in closed session. You're welcome to stay in this room. We'll go ahead and walk into the other room to discuss the matter. The time is that clock actually working correctly?
7:15.
That's what I'll do.
7:15. So Claudia, you'll stop. Do you need the cord, Claudia? Are you sure? I'm not sure. All right.
I built buildings all over the United States for about 25 years. I worked for general contractor, built multi-million-dollar buildings from the ground up. And I'm amazing how stupid they are. You know, you got three people bidding on, none of them's bidding on the same damn thing. You know, you gotta get, it's so stupid. And that's what me and Linda used to do. I mean, we used to go through the bidding process, and we wrote up the damn, you know, the scope of work for them to bid on. You know? We built churches and we built commercial buildings all over in 27 different states. And this ain't no way to do it. You don't award it, go ahead and jump on the contract with a man by that.
There he is.
What's up there, dude?
Hotter
It's
than
hot as
hell.
hell in here.
Have a seat, brother.
Don't the cheap ass there can do no work.
No,
What they gonna do? Give somebody a raise? That's why they got a closed session or what?
going over minutes.
Huh?
Going over minutes.
You know, drinking Coca-Cola, I guess.
Going over the minutes.
Closed session minutes.
Close session.
Don't have to be out in public.
No, not closed session.
Huh?
Not closed session.
Oh,
They awarded the roof.
what they talking
They
about?
awarded the roof to somebody named Carlisle Construction.
Out of Alabama.
Yeah, I've seen their trucks, you know, they're a great truck.
Awarded the roof contract.
To Carlisle in Alabama. That's who's going to do the roof.
Oh,
Carlisle out of Alabama.
But like I say, they got 3 or 4 different.
but that has to be out here in the open.
Nobody's bidding, or they done.
Yeah, that does. It will be. They gonna vote on that. But they're voting on closed session minutes right now for some reason. I don't know.
What's, what they in there talking about you can't hear?
Who's that guy in that hat? Huh?
Ain't that Brad? I thought that was Brad.
No, it ain't Brad. He was pussy. He ain't gonna come here.
Oh, her, who's fucking man? Excuse me, who's the mayor? They keep saying I didn't know what she was there. She said she's.
What did they say about that prayer over there?
Decision
Nothing.
maker too.
They ain't gonna move.
Trying to find somebody to hire.
What'd they say?
I got 2 lots over there, you can put some more trailers in. You know, both my lots already been wired for the city, you know, I got water meters for them 2 lots beside of theirs, you know, Bill had that done whenever they come up through there.
You talk about raising our water yet?
No, they will when they come back out. After this.
I'm gonna sit front so I can hear. I can't hear the shit, but I'm gonna sit right there.
Oh, them 2 seats are taken.
Hey?
They're taken, I think. From the pool.
Who's taking them?
Them 2 women out there.
I'm gonna take the chair sit right up there.
Because you can't hear if you don't.
Yeah.
They got rid of the chairs up here.
Change the pool. They need enough chairs for everybody.
This is like the first
Is your recorder started?
No. What about those papers that were there?
They're in the back, Claudia, back by the sink or something.
Those were mine. Oh, here they are, Claudia. Your envelope that says clerk. Yeah, sorry. Yep, okay, thank you. All right. Your computer ready?
I got you.
Time.
And it is 7:22. Yes.
I'd like to reconvene the Village of Bellmont testing meeting, September 20th, 22, 7:22 p.m. Roll call, please. Linda, here.
Stacy here.
Peggy, here.
Claudia Dan Clerk.
May I have a motion to release or remain confidentiality of closed
Vote.
session minutes?
To vote.
Uh-huh.
I'll make a motion.
And your what, and your sway?
Excuse me?
Your sway, confidential or release?
Oh, confidential.
Or is she saying motion first and then we take the vote?
Motion first.
Okay, I see. Okay, so Stacy first, and I'll second.
Thought I was doing.
Yeah, you're on it. All in favor of making the vote this evening?
Aye.
Aye.
I make the motion for confidentiality to remain. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
You speak up a little bit, can't hear you back here.
All in
You're the
favor?
second.
She did.
Stacy's the second.
Yes. You gotta do a roll call or what?
We did that.
She means for the vote
Motion.
to remain confidential.
Is that required?
No, I think it's, all in favor, say aye. Is
All in favor, please say aye. 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 The motion has been made by Mayor Linda for the closed session minutes from July to remain confidential, and the motion was seconded by Stacy. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Correction, Claudia, I'm sorry. when you review the closed session minutes, it's all closed session minutes that we have back there, that we are still remaining in closed session. It's not just, any additionals, but any.
Okay. All right.
Okay, next on the agenda is to talk about water and sewer rate increase. I had talked with, Austin Ridgely, from, I wanna say Lamac, but it's not Lamac anymore. He come out and spoke with me about our lagoon and our water system. And we are looking to get those valves replaced at the lagoon.
It'll be all right.
Is it HLR? You guys know who I'm talking about, it took over the Mac. But it's Kevin.
I think it's LHR, but I might be
LHR,
wrong.
I believe you are right, I'm write that
I
down.
can't hear you back here.
And, he, brought to my attention that our sewer rates and water rates are quite low. He recommends that, an increase of 3% every year should have been taking place. Our last increase was in 2019. I would like the board to, review your records of our income of our water for the last couple of months and see how we're doing there. And maybe at the next meeting, tell me if you would like to do a 3% increase on our water rates. If this does become about, I would like that to be done in time enough that we would state that the increase would become effective in a particular month so that they would have the reflection of the following month. That needs to be stated clearly so there's not confusion on that. So at this point, I'm just asking you to review our finances and our water rates and see where we are and if we in fact do need this increase.
Water and sewer.
Water and sewer, that's correct.
When he said that our rates are low, what size municipalities is he comparing that to? Did he say,
Yeah, he mentioned,
villages our size?
yeah, he mentioned Bone Gap and even Parkersburg, which I think, is Parkersburg a little bit bigger than us or not? I don't think they are. He's actually from that area. And, so, but he said customary, that's what little villages, municipalities like ourselves need to do because everything keeps increasing and you've got your repairs and so forth and you can't keep up. I'm looking to replace those valves which we had approved last month on the, ordinance for that was written for our ILA-RPA and, the ones out at the lagoon is where I want to begin. And, someone had said they thought they were about $5,000 a piece. I'm still getting a price on that from Mr. Doug, not Doug.
Keeper.
Is it Doug Keeper? Doug? He came out also and looked at the lagoons with us. He was just a young man when that was put in, but he was part of that program that started that back in '96, I believe. And so after the valves get replaced, then we will move on to the sand filters. That sand needs to be replaced too. That's a bigger job, but it means moving all the old sand out. First, getting down to the sand, moving the old sand out and putting new sand in. Our second Illinois Rescue Plan money will be coming in. I did receive notification of that it'll be coming in soon. We'll be looking for that deposit. And it's not that it needs to be spent right away, but we will have that to be able to write up an ordinance to continue on to work on the water and sewer.
Say the valves were 4,500, that was your last.
Someone had told me about 5,000, and he said no, he didn't think it was about 5,000. The valves that are on the roads next to the water meters, like here on Main Street, there's like 15 of them. They're the small ones that are painted blue. He said those were about 5,000. If you were to try to replace those, and that's not where our need is right now. He said he did think it would be a little bit less, but until he gives me a price, we've got a tap on that we're willing to spend that was approved last month. At this time. If we decide to spend any more on that, we will write up a second ordinance and appendix to that first ordinance. So again, just review your financial sheets and see where we are on that and what your thoughts on it are. we've made that adjustment in the past, so that's good. You know, we had more residents and we have less now. Large trash pickup day on the agenda. Republic contacted me and asked for Wednesday, October 29th, or October 28th would work.
I'm sorry, but the 29th's not a Wednesday.
Let me look at the calendar. I think that's why he said or the 28th would work. October 29th is a Saturday, so I don't know why he thought we'd be willing to do that. Have we done it on a Saturday before?
It's always been whenever they picked up the trash.
Which is our...
Since we've been doing curbside, it's always on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. He's just wanting us to get locked in on a date. So if you guys want to shoot for that week, October, he said Wednesday, October 29th. So that's Wednesday, October 26th.
Yep.
And then Friday is the 28th. Would you like to do it on our regular day of the Wednesday?
Yep.
Which was 26th.
Yes, sir.
And what were those the only dates available for them?
That's what he gave me. Please let me know, and I'll get you locked into our schedule. If that doesn't work for us, I will try to work in something else. But that's the date that he has asked for. You guys tell me if something else works better.
What would alter that?
The only thing I don't like about it is that your trash sits out on the road for 3 days, because most of us are going to try to get our stuff together over the weekend.
But then you got Halloween weekend that weekend, and
That is true. Let's look at that too. And we do have a request for someone would like us to get that set this evening because they were wanting to do a trunk or treat at the park this year. And if we would get our date set, then they know what they can do. Halloween is on a Monday, the following Monday. So I say, let's get out of the way on the 26th, Wednesday.
That's fine with me.
26th.
Okay, that's what I'll shoot for. This does not require a vote for that, it's just a discussion to see that we all think that's gonna work for us. And if for some reason it doesn't, then I will make notification of that, and then I'll get it on the board as quick as I can for the public to know.
Okay.
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat?
Just a second.
I don't know what
I'm-
day.
Just a second. I need to make sure I don't have that rented for the Halloween weekend. Do I have it rented Halloween weekend?
If it's available, we do want it, that's what we're saying.
They did have it last year, that's what I'm saying, so she's gonna have to do one day for the other and then one day for her then.
I will read the letter that I got. It said, it was from Christina Christenberry. I would like to organize a trunk or treat at the park this year. Can the dates for trick or treating be set at the September meeting so I can plan accordingly? So she plans to work around whatever we decide.
I
And
just
I would
know the
almost-
shelter house is gonna be rented one of those days, so.
Okay. And so we can let her know that
And I'll
shelter house.
find out after the meeting
Okay.
when she's taken.
Stacy, can you correspond with her to let her know that for sure?
Okay.
This evening, if we can decide that Halloween will be trick-or-treating for us in the village. Sometimes you guys do 2 nights, sometimes you do 1. Halloween is actually on a Monday evening.
And we're doing a Halloween party, that's what we're renting the shelter house for, me and my daughters. And everyone in town is more than welcome to come and bring the kids, because we do have a hayride, that's what it is for, so everybody in the village is welcome.
That is Patricia Gunzel speaking, and Patricia, I would ask you to go ahead and post that on the sign outside in the closed window area, and you can advertise your get-together.
Yep.
Okay. Remember, it is the park, so no alcohol, things.
Well, yeah, we have no problem. It's kids oriented, so we have. Last year we had costumes, so I took totes of costumes. so the kids could pick. They didn't have to be just one thing. We had a blast.
And, would we adhere to park hours on that? Doesn't the park close at?
We were, yeah, it was like, we were out of there before 10 o'clock.
Okay, all right.
So
Like I
what,
said, if you'll,
what date is her thing?
and then, if you'll recall, Christina Christenberry is also trying to do a trick.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I would guess she's probably gonna do it on Halloween night, but
And we would just do
That's where
that
we're-
Saturday, the Saturday before that.
You wanna do, so then you wanna do yours on the 29th?
That's fine, Stacy.
Okay.
okay, guys, are you gonna have trick or treat 2 nights or 1 night?
Since there's, activities in the park, I would make a, like to make a motion or vote for 2 nights.
Do I have a second for 2 nights of Halloween?
Make a
It'll be
second.
It'll be the, Halloween will be the 30th and 31st, and hers will be the 29th, so.
So we're talking, Sunday and Monday are open hours for trick or treating for the village. The hours are from 5 to 8 p.m., is that correct? Is that how we did it before?
That's how it was last year for the kids. That's my granddaughter,
Everyone
my
does.
granddaughter kids went.
What do you
Either
guys
7
think?
or 8.
Is it 7 or 8?
I don't know.
It's 8.
Was it 8?
I think it was 8, but, I mean,
That's
if they still come, who cares?
Right.
Porch lights on,
Porch light, that was, yeah,
You're only kids once.
and we'll remember
Exactly.
that.
So only 5, so from 5 to 8, or if they come a little early in your home.
Sure. Porch light's on, it's gonna be dark at 5, so
Right.
the porch light will be on, and then they're welcome to come to the door. Okay? I'm gonna go ahead and write that on the calendar here.
Who made the second to the motion?
Stacy and then Peggy. All in favor?
Okay, the motion has been made by Stacy and seconded by Peggy that, trick or treat in the village of Bellmont be on October 30th and 31st from 5 to 8 p.m. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
I
Okay.
mean, that way it gives these kids here in the village time to go see their grandparents elsewhere, and then the ones that don't go until the next
And
night.
that's what most of them do.
It gives us a chance to get our bigger kids to dress up for the little kids.
Yeah.
Okay. At this time, I will ask the board, do they have any new trustees for the board to fill the vacancy? Trustees that is available? Do we have anything for around the table? Anyone would like to discuss around the table?
The only thing I had was the sidewalk over here across the street, but you've answered that, so that was all that I had. I just wanted an update on that.
I did talk to, Mr. Ridgely, Austin Ridgely, about sidewalks and, the steps of taking care of that, and he did remind me that they did have to be of ADA grade. And so I pointed out the one there, the mud holes that's between the city hall and, the post office, and again, he said that before we were to do anything there, to check with the concrete, make sure it's ADA grade, and make sure that it's, if it goes right out to the street like that, it has to have those little orange bumps that will tell someone that they're fixing to go into moving traffic. So there's a lot of guidelines to follow there before we start replacing sidewalks, but it is something that we would like to consider. And that is something that, the volunteers can help us with, that, us as trustees as volunteers can do it, or, township volunteers can help us do that, but we still have to meet those certain standards.
I'm a resident of Belmont and I volunteer. I'll volunteer to help.
Thank you, Patricia. Next meeting date, guys, I show it be the second Tuesday of October,
11.
October 11th. Does anyone have any conflict? Do you have a conflict for that?
I will not.
When
be
is,
available.
when's it voting?
The what?
When do we vote?
November 8th, Tuesday,
Oh, no,
November
wait,
8th.
November the 8th.
That's also
There's October.
yeah.
Oops, what did I do?
Are you gone all week that week, Peggy?
I'm out all that week until probably Wednesday of the next week, so actually from the 7th to the 19th, I will not be available for a meeting.
I would not be available for the next 2 weeks, so
So are you available on the 11th?
No.
And you're not available on the 18th? Are you available on the 4th?
Yes.
That's moving up a lot of paperwork, but I can try my best to get things together. That's only 2 weeks away. But maybe we'll have our paperwork for the bid complete on the City Hall roof, which is going anyway, but just so that I can hand that out to you all. October 4th. Okay, do I have a
Could
motion?
we not reserve that for like a special meeting if we need it, and then, oh, you're out the last 2 weeks, I'm
It's
sorry.
like the last 2 weeks, you're out that week. We could do a weekend meeting if necessary.
Nope,
All
my
right.
weekends are tied up.
I think I'm scheduled to do it too. Leon, do you have a conflict with the board?
No. Well, I'm
retired.
sticking pretty close to home anymore.
I'm glad you're doing better.
Thank you, ma'am.
So do I have a motion to have the next regular scheduled meeting on October 4th, Tuesday, October 4th?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, the mayor's asked for a motion for the date of the next meeting to be set for Tuesday, October 4th. Peggy Welling made the motion, Leon Raver seconded the motion. All in favor, please say aye.
I,
6:30 p.m.,
aye.
Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
Do I have a
second.
second?
I'll
All in
second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned, the time is.
7:42.
Thank you all for coming. And we're back to roast.
Billy, you were right, that lot is in the city limits.
Honey, I wouldn't lie. I've never lied to anybody in my life.
Well, I wouldn't either, but since I was a small
Well, Peggy,
child, that has
You've been
always
paying
been-
taxes. You've been paying taxes.
You know how
to
many
the city of
tax bills
Bellmont.
I have.
$78 a year. I know exactly how much you're paying. Let's get him out of there. Let's get him out of there.
Well, when he moved in, the ordinances weren't codified.
Let's get him out of there.
Whatever.
So,
Peggy, you're still on camera, so.
that's okay.
So what?
I
Be
don't
transparent with the
care.
people.
He ain't paid no connection fee, reconnection fee for 2013. And you wanna raise our water bill because you have not done the deal. You've not, you was on,
We haven't voted
he's
about
not
water.
paid a connection fee since 2013. And he has not a connection fee because I've not got a
You mean like
receipt.
a deposit?
He's not got a legal deposit.
Couldn't find one, so.
Just like
Yeah,
that.
it's gotta be like that because he didn't, because he never had one. Because he never had one.
Claudia,
That's why
did you
he
go
wouldn't
ahead and
even
push
have
out
his
the
water
minutes?
on.
He's gotta go, Peggy.
You shouldn't have
You
used
gotta
the
go.
water in the first place.
So let me just back up a little bit.
He's gotta go.
So let's back up.
I ain't backing up, 2013.
But he has been paying an increased water fee because it was supposedly he was
Everybody
outside the city limits.
Everybody that has
No,
ever
no.
lived there has
They
paid
gotta
out.
charge him a
Yeah.
connection fee, reconnection fee, every
Yeah,
month.
that
Every-
doesn't.
Yeah, it
Then
does.
you're violating the ordinances
No,
if you
I'm
don't
saying
follow
that
them.
that
You're the
doesn't
mayor.
balance that.
I had it figured, how much was, I had it figured to the penny how much he owes the town.
Yeah.
I know what he owes the town. and you wanna raise our water bill, and you ain't collected a
Don't
damn.
say I want to, I've not voted.
That's
on
how
it.
come
You
we're
were the
wanting to
mayor
raise
and you
it.
did. You was in charge of the whole
That's how
town.
come we're wanting to raise the
You
water.
wanna raise the water bill, but
They've
you're not
plundered.
collecting.
Yeah, but you was the mayor and you had
You're
in
on
charge of your own
tenant,
tenant on
Peggy.
your own property.
Your own tenant. That
Listen,
is
Your own tenant while you were the
Listen.
mayor.
That is obstruction of justice. You have took money, you have not took money,
No, I haven't.
you have not, but you have not collected money.
That's official
You
misconduct.
should
When you haven't done your job, or you know better than doing it.
You didn't let me.
I know it. I got it all on paper. Everybody.
Courthouse and
He
everything.
took me to court, and you know what he took me to court?
I don't know anything about
He
you.
told
You
me,
and
he
him,
told
I
the
do know
judge,
that
he
have
told
a
the judge,
personal
you told him to
problem.
take me to court. And the judge laughed at him, thrown him out.
Well, I did not tell him he did that, yeah.
That's exactly what he told the judge, told the police, everybody. Said, Peggy Waller told me to
So I
take him to
just wanted to
court.
back up to before 2016.
He needs to go.
So in 2000, since I was a small
The
child.
man threatened to kill, no,
Why do you not want to
You
hear?
talked since 2013, you took money since 2013.
I have not taken a dime.
He threatened to kill my dogs.
Who did?
That man threatened to kill my little dog.
That's a civil suit between you
No,
and him.
He talked about you're the board and you and
You
court
let it
as a
happen.
witness inside of court that day.
You let
He
it
threw you
happen.
guys
I was a
all under the
witness in
table.
court.
Yeah, he
No,
throwed
I was a
every,
witness in
every one of the
court.
board members under
He
the table.
sure the hell did.
You especially. And the judge laughed.
You wasn't in court, but he's the
Angela
one
Crum
that
laughed.
I was there.
Our
I was
lawyer.
a key witness.
Why don't you guys let her answer? You're
That
asking
don't matter. That
questions.
traitor's gotta
They don't,
go.
they don't
Gotta
want to
go.
hear the side.
No,
They
the
don't
traitor-
wanna hear
traitor's
Because she
the
lied
side.
last time. Why would she have to share it live? Why
Where's
would
the-
she?
It's called fraud.
Is
Where's
this
his
what you do?
deposit?
You come in here and
No,
you
it's
answer
fraud.
everything.
Our
Yeah,
tax
we're the
money.
taxpayers
I was
on. Yes, that's what I do.
2013.
Exactly what I do.
But I will
This is
I can
tell
track
you,
not
every
right.
penny.
And if you're gonna address her
Not only
and
this
make
town,
demands,
but every
you
other
owe
town
her
in
the
the
It's committed
courtesy
fraud.
to speak.
You know what fraud is?
I know what fraud
Well
is.
then, what are you doing?
What
That's
do you mean?
okay
Why you letting
for
her
fraud.
rip it off town
Hey,
for?
he was in here and
You're
you
gonna
did
raise
that
our water bill
for
because somebody's
6 months.
frauding us.
Yeah, and why didn't they shut me off?
Okay.
But I paid it all up too,
Okay.
and I'm making donations to
You're
catch
worried
everybody
about-
else
You're
up.
worried
Did
about
you pay
money.
your
Why don't you
connection
file
fee?
for your
Oh, geez, that's what
Because
this
I
town
can't
run
get
on.
She lies. Here's
Hey,
the law. She can't even read it
Do you know
all.
how much the
Sit down here.
spending
I'm
is
gonna-
spending to do that?
Why is the camper even here in the first place?
It's over and you guys are being entirely too loud.
Oh, really?
Is there
It's
something
my,
that I
it's
can
my
help you
building.
with?
It's
No.
my building. I
Yeah,
pay
why-
taxes on
why
it.
is there a camper
village
there in the city
meeting
ordinance?
is over. The meeting is closed. Therefore, I would all like you all to leave the building.
That's why I don't step outside the
Thank
building.
you,
And this is a public building.
thank you. And it's closed now.
Yep. The meeting's closed, but the building can't be.
You're welcome to talk. I just don't want that.
Oh, you're gonna tell us how to talk.
We're not gonna have that arguing. And if you want
Oh,
to
argue?
continue to argue and be loud with me, I can
Argue?
argue with you too.
What are you gonna do?
He's got to
Committed fraud. Stealing from the town when she voted for it.
that decision.
She did vote for it. Her name's in the minutes. And on the ordinance.
Description of the law, it's like a township description. But in retrospect, when I look at
All right
That's all
here.
I've ever cared about is the park, people burning illegal things.
Right here.
Sorry, I'm aggravated.
it,
I'm sorry, damn it.
the
man-
and talk like an adult. I know you have personal grievance with him, obviously, I'm not involved in
Okay, let me
that.
tell you
I would never
something.
be involved.
He was screwing my buddy's wife. Well, my buddy is in the
If I want to sit in my not so hot tub and my over my banana tree and be comfortable in my own, I should go.
And so should everybody else. So when people
But my husband
so when
loves it.
people illegally burn, then everybody
Because y'all
can do
smell
that.
it. And see, my husband
And it's
has
not
that.
only smell it, it gets in their lives, it gets in the plants,
My
the
husband
little
has
animals,
that.
birds, the dogs that are around here.
My husband has right, it's hardening up a
Oh,
lot.
but then y'all don't burn anything. You
No, he don't know. He don't like to know about it.
Let me get them inform people.
Ordinances were codified in 2016, we had one repeated case, there were some laws that shouldn't have been here. The man who did the codification said that's a shame that he ever let that come in here. because you'll never get him out. We've
Yeah, I
asked,
looked
he's
at
got lawyers, blah,
mine.
blah, blah.
See, I can't get him out.
So he moved in before it was codified. I didn't think that pertained to me earlier because I had believed that it was out of the city limits for as long as I've been alive.
It's not.
Well, I know that. Well, let's get beyond that. So, he said that the first thing that would happen if you try to make the FEMA trailer remove, this is the codification and the lawyer.
I did?
No, the codification,
I don't know.
Illinois codification that made the ordinances a law. Before that, they weren't even a law. They didn't have a fine attached to it. So, are you following me so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so he said that all you can do is let it stay there, but once it removes, you can't permit it to the town again. So that's where we're at. Anything before 2016 that was here can stay as long as they're following their own yard, they're paying their water bill, blah, blah, blah. So, after 2016, he can't bring them in here. Now, he can't move that trailer to another lot. It's the same way with all the mobile homes in town, people living in older mobile homes. Just because there's a new codified ordinance, you can't make those get out of town, but they can't move from one lot to another here in town. And if they move out of town, they can never come back in. So, that's the first step.
I wanna read that in the ordinance.
That's the first step. No, listen, the reason it's not, John, is because he said whenever you go and you try to make them move, like, and all we had at the time was the FEMA trailer. You know where that is, up by Major Bailey's. He said his first right is to go before a zoning board. You're not zoned in Bellmont. That's
So all
what
your
he said.
connection fees are free.
And we said, well, how do you
Guess
do
so.
that?
Yeah, between now and then the
Why
connection.
They just laughed
yeah.
a lot, and they're like, well,
I can't wait till
first
Watch
off,
Dogs
you
here
gotta have a
next month.
12-man
Yeah, I know it.
zoning board that's not affiliated with the town board. And people in your villages this size are not zoned. But he said that would be, that man's first right is to go before your zoning board to get them out of here. And we don't have that. So he said, all you can do is make sure they don't ever move anything in after they were codified in 2016. Now, as we know, several have moved in since then.
We've been there since 2013.
Yes.
And the
that was
ordinance
way
is not,
back.
and the ordinance was never changed in 2013. It should have never been put there because he put
They
it
were
there.
codified in 2016.
13, the ordinance says in 2013, you can't have a trailer, a camper in city limits. He can't have that trailer there.
Well, there will be a decision made about what to do, and I don't know how much longer he plans on living there anyway. He doesn't live there, he has a nice fine home.
I don't
That's
care if
his
he lives,
private
the trailer's
residence.
there. I don't care if he never shows up, the trailer's there.
Well, the thing about it is, I can unhook the water and leave the trailer there from now on. There's not anything
I
that
don't think
anybody
so.
can do about it. You
I don't
know,
think so.
everybody's got campers on
I'm
there.
gonna have to do, if that's gonna be the case, I'm gonna put me campers all over my, I bought them 2 lots.
Well, it's me, I'm gonna put campers in if we're gonna let it go.
Campers in, RV park.
Well, this is your right because we're not zoned. We cannot stop you. The legal thing is we are not zoned here. And that's what I was told by a lawyer and the Illinois.
You're not zoned, you can't put them in then.
If you're not zoned, you can't enforce. Because when you try to enforce, that resident has to have a right to go before someone and present his case.
He shouldn't even be able to put it in then.
He's got the fence on city property, if I done seen that, I done surveyed that. The fence he built, part of the fence he built is on city property. It is,
I don't know about
it
it.
is.
I don't have money to.
I know where the
survey
pins
stuff.
are at, I was there when they drove the pins.
I don't have money to survey properties.
Well, I'm serious, I was there when they drove the pins. Cause I got in that
I know
mess
where
when you
the
put
pins
Zoel's
are at.
trailer. They drove it, they had it, George Herring had it surveyed, the city had it
He had it
surveyed.
surveyed. I don't think the city ever did, but George.
Yeah, we
had it
did, I was
surveyed.
on the board.
Did the city do
Sure
it?
did, we paid for the survey. We had it
I
surveyed and
know
then,
there was like
okay,
every time I looked
George
out the
Herring had it
window, there were
surveyed.
6 or 7 different people trying to survey it.
George Herring had it surveyed and somebody pulled the pins. Somebody, they mysteriously was gone, so we city had to get down and we had to have it surveyed again.
I've always known where the pins are at.
Oh, I know where they're at. I mean, it may be pulled up now, but I was there.
It's 21 feet wide.
Yeah, it's not.
$396.
Yeah, I know. I've done the description, the whole deal.
Yeah.
But
See,
Peggy,
what
he gotta
happened
go.
was years ago.
But he still ain't been paying his connection fees.
He never paid his
Leaving.
fees, Peggy. He never paid his $100 deposit.
Well, they have the phone.
It's gonna be impossible. 43 is a problem, but. Yeah. Get out I'll tell you what, just this past year, I didn't know it for 9 years.
So you'll be getting it, I'm sure.
Back there. That's not a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, some of it. Clear water. Yeah, I don't need them. No, deal. Yeah, take your water off. I got a well.
That's different. You request it. It says in there.
Might as well just throw the ordinance away. The way it looks.
Bring a water line across the road to that campus trailer. And you ain't supposed to have a campus trailer, but the city took money to run the line over there. Yeah, what the hell is that?
I don't know if they did anything.
I done got all this.
So Ella can go back on us and request all of her money that she's paid out of town water. She's paid, what is it, $75 extra a month? She
He's
was
not
there
paying
for-
that yet. That's Joella
Yeah,
needs
He's
to.
paying that.
Somebody didn't do their housekeeping very good.
Well, I started doing the water bills back in the 80s under Tiny Mizzo, your aunt. We did those together for years. My aunt and uncle lived there at the time, and they
When
were
we
out
brought
of
it,
town.
we brought it to your attention,
Well,
and it needs to be addressed.
like I said, it doesn't matter to me whether it's in town or out of town, but I was wrong
He
and
needs
you
to
were
go.
right.
I gotta get up early in the morning. I gotta go.
And Linda, why are you calling an 80-year-old man over water bills? Does not even have to do with it.
80-year-old.
Yeah, Jerry Nykirk's dad, right out here.
Yes.
You called his 80-year-old dad over his water bill the other day.
The ordinance says that if you have to call the landowner also, and that's
me.
what.
That's him, not his
And
80-year-old
your father
dad.
just told me that. It is not recorded in the books yet, but as soon as it is, we will
I'm
get that straightened
46
out.
years old, though.
And so
I
we'll
don't
be sure
need-
the lien goes toward you and not toward him. And sir,
It's
I
in
have
my
tried to
name
reach
now.
out to you for the last 3 weeks to ask you. The last 3 weeks I've been coming to you for, not only
Coming
do
to
I-
your door, no
not-
paperwork?
He's already got
Okay,
paperwork. He's got,
hold on.
you know what? Clear this for me. Let them know that you did get a hearing notice and that you have not come to the hearing notice. Thank you, and I'm done.
Why are you calling his
Oh,
80-year-old
you
dad
are?
then? Why are you harassing
Oh,
his
okay.
dad? An 80-year-old man.
Now, Mr. Newkirk, if you'd
He's
like
old
to come
enough to
in
take
and
care of
talk to me, you're
himself.
welcome to do so.
Call an 80-year-old man like he's a child.
First of all, I'm 46 years old.
Mr. Newkirk, are you the same guy that I talked to that was hauling the vehicle some months ago?
Hard to do right here.
What vehicle?
I don't know.
Like
the
Laugh or
one
Fun.
trailer. You used to work for the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know I would not be abusive or mistreat you in any way. I'm doing things the way they've asked me to do it, according to the ordinance. And I don't mean to climb on a chair, but I gotta get this down.
Be careful.
So what else can I do for you? I did call Leah. Leah has asked me before to let her know when your water bill was,
Really?
Yep, and she said, she instructed me that, that they have signed a quick deed over to you.
Yeah.
So, that's good, and I said, well, I won't bother you anymore. She said, okay, that sounds great. She was real nice.
You just fumbled the
She's gonna
ball
be
wanting to
concerned-
raise the water
she's gonna be
now.
concerned about you, too.
Let a couple of laws raise it.
I know.
After they get them into debt, hundreds of dollars. Not
Yeah, what about that
hundreds,
$1,000 water
hundreds of
bill?
dollars, hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
I get confused a little bit, but
Then they're wanting to raise their water.
It'd be different if you could drink it.
You're asking the landlord about her tenants.
well, water.
All you have to do is go Walters County and ask, and they'll tell you, all these people.
Peggy, how did the tire program go? Did a lot of people show up to do
I
that?
don't think there was a lot, but there was enough to do it again. There was some interest. I think there'll be more next time. So Lynn's probably got those figures on how many enough to warrant them coming over.
That's good, that
Yeah.
keeps that minute from being fun.
Yeah, I think he said,